What have we here? Not only do we have an official release date now for Season 9, we also have a trailer. There's also some Generation 5 stuff that's been leaked, and I will cover that tomorrow. It's in the day after this, so on the 29th, I will be covering that stuff, so look forward to that video. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into this, guys. The final ride, one last hurdle before the inevitable end of MLP Fim Generation 5, with one of the shortest turnarounds between generations, I believe. Generation 4, the end of Generation 4, right around into Generation 5, in about the same time that you would experience a hiatus between seasons. But let's go ahead and pull up some stuff that you guys might have missed in this trailer. Of course, the unedited trailer should also probably be posted alongside this. I'm not exactly sure. Well, first of all, we already know now that it is in April. There is this thing. We already knew from the leaks that this was going to heavily be with Sombra. We knew that Sombra was going to be the main villain. We've seen different concept arts of the world being crystallized, but it looks like we are getting a really huge sneak peek at either the premiere or the finale, and I would assume it would be the premiere, unless Hasbro has completely given up with hiding the story because of how many leaks they have, and that it's simply them showing you the finale right off the bat. So again, we saw that not only was the Tree of Harmony somehow destroyed, but the elements themselves were destroyed. Obviously, that can't just happen. The Tree of Harmony itself has immense magical properties, and so do the elements. We've also seen the elements be destroyed before, and then for them to simply say that the elements live inside of us, so the elements can't be destroyed. So I'm sure they're going to pull this out of their butts, because if you look at the very next frame, it's them ponying up and defeating Sombra, which, I mean, did anyone have any doubts that they would eventually win in the end? That being said, that does mean that for some reason, Flurry Heart probably has some sort of magical property that allows Sombra to nullify probably the Tree of Harmony and the elements themselves. How he was able to figure this out while being dead for how many years has it been? I think 6 years. This happened in Season 3 when he was the first KIA in MLP. Was not the last though. In case you missed it, because it is also another one frame thing, or just like a few frames before it disappears, it looks like the ponies are being hypnotized. It doesn't look like Starlight is going to be our savior in this one as she's been in the past, because it looks like she's also under some sort of hypnotic spell. They're definitely in Canterlot, and if you look, the design of the show seems to have changed drastically to what we expect Generation 5 to look like, being a lot of 3D background elements. This doesn't all look to be 2D. In fact, it looks to be stylized, maybe 3D, but I could be wrong. Again, it's only one frame, but there's certain edges that look a little bit weird, certain elements of it. Of course, I'm not the biggest expert on 2D animation, but yeah, it looks like Sombra does brainwash everyone. It looks like we'll be seeing some of Starlight's old tricks come back here once again, where Sombra is probably using her friends against her. Another thing of note, the very intro where they're running out with the element necessarily look like it's tied to Twilight opening the door to find Sombra kidnapping Flurry Heart. If you notice, her horn isn't glowing at all, and I feel like instead of rushing to get the elements, unless they already had some sort of procession where they would have had the elements, that they wouldn't have taken the time to go get them, instead of just simply bursting through to try to save her. So I would assume that these scenes aren't actually directly related, especially since later on we see that the elements are put back. Maybe there's even some sort of false victory in which they think that they've defeated Sombra again, and that was the end of it. That could certainly be the case, and that could be an interesting little storyline. Keep in mind, this is a season, so it's not just an episode. And even if it was the premiere or the finale, premieres and finales are over 2 episode time slots, which means they're 2 30-minute runtime slots and about 22 minutes and 40 seconds, 22 minutes and 30 seconds, something like that, 21 minutes and 40 seconds, something along those lines. And so it's about 42 minutes of story, so it's far more than what an average episode would be, so they can do such things as false victories and stuff. Obviously, we know in the end our crew will win. Of course they're going to win. It's a Y7 show. We all realize that. It's just an interesting ride. You have to kind of immerse yourself in the world and pretend like you don't know that the good guy's going to win. It's like watching a DC or a Marvel movie. You just have to kind of have to take some things at face value. As always, guys, I've been Faith the Moliminous. I really hope you enjoyed this little breakdown video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Be sure to like if you did enjoy and subscribe today.